Hello and welcome to a new video. I'm Jacques, Miss Pink Ink, and today I want to make some blue papers for an upcoming blue journal. So I brought out some blue things and what I've got here is some watercolors, some face paint, some makeup. I've got some stencils and things that I've dug out that I want to use and play with. Of course, my brushes and some sponges. Got some coffee and some blue food color, liquid food color, and some water. And this is what we're going to play with today. Of course, we have paper. So as you can see, I'm using a selection of different types of paper today, mostly copy paper and ledger paper. There's some grid from a notepad paper. I found that somewhere, and I'm coffee dyeing them. That's what I normally do. Coffee dyeing gives it, or tea dyeing gives it such a nice color to start with. And it's a hot day, so I'm just doing shortcuts, painting it on. I'm just going to dry out in the sun. Darker splotches will leave different types of patterns as it dries. Yeah, I'm making some blue liquid color into some water, just a couple of drops, mixing that in and then painting it all onto the paper the same way as I did with the copy dye. Again, it's a warm day, so this is going to dry quickly. I would like to take a moment to say that I've sort of somehow missed some video, a step, and there's a step that I'll have to explain later on. Here I am just adding splotches and everything, making pools of color because it'll make different patterns as it dries. You'll see now. Okay, and this is where, as you see with that blue page on the right hand side of the screen where I don't have the video, I will explain later. So I've got some old makeup because I used to sell Avon and I'm going to use some of that. So yeah, some eyeshadow, some sponges, and some old cotton pads which I won't use. I'm going to grab my stencils for some of these as well. There's some blue nail polish. I haven't figured that out. That's a fail for me. And some face paint on which there's blue. So I'm going to be using blue for the blue papers. And yeah, here we go. These stencils are actually cake toppers that I had in my cake decorating stash. I've never used them, so I thought, why not? Let's see how that will work. Look how pretty they are. Okay, so what I'm going to do here first is I'm going to use this blue, this shade of blue, on a sponge, put it on there, and then I'm just going to use it to color in the background, the entire page, like I did with copy dyeing, except I'm just using that like that. It's pretty cool. It's okay, but I should use a sealer because it comes off with eyeshadow. Now, this brush is a bit flimsy, so I won't use that for this. So I'm going to take the stencil now, smaller one, cute, and I'm going to stencil that on here. I'm going to use the black and see how that goes. And it's at this point where I realized after the video that my setup is actually quite wonky. But this works out really well. Look how pretty that is. This is really gorgeous. Yes, I'm so happy. So yeah, so trawling on YouTube, I found out all of these things. You find videos here and there, and I'm going to link some of my faves down below. The Paper Outpost, Pam has a video where she also uses makeup, so that's fine. And then Barbara from 49 Dragonflies shows the technique of that paper there in the right on how to do that dual colored paper. It's really cool. So do go check their channels. I haven't found, I don't know where this, I didn't check the specific videos. Yeah, I'm just going to use the blue face paint. I'm taking a blue paper that I just made, and I'm going to paint onto the sponge, and then I'm just going to make sort of an embellishment on this page just to break it up. Same as I did with the flower. And look, ta-da! That's gorgeous. And of course, depending on how you want to fold your paper, is how you want to put it. So if you want to do it just randomly, that's fine. If you want to use it however, if you have something specific in mind, you can do that too. Oh yes, and the blue nail polish that was a fail. I haven't figured out how to use this quite yet. I will maybe later. It does have a nice bit of a shimmer to it and the color, but yeah, I tried using it as for edging. And not so much. Yeah. So I tried. It's not so good. But I hope I'll find a use for the nail polish later. I found this beautiful peacock feather stencil. Also these cake topper stencils. I kid you not. So I decided I want to play with them because you need embellishments, and I need them to be blue. So I used the blue water that I used for making the blue paper, and that turned out to be a little too wet. So it started bleeding in, as you can see there. So I decided I'm going to go to my watercolor and see how that's going to go. So as you can see, it goes on a bit better, but it's still a little too wet. So I made it thicker. And it's getting better. Look at that. Remember to use the negative because that makes pretty patterns too. So I made the watercolor really thick, and I'm using my brush almost like a pen, and that works out really, really nicely. Look how nice that is. And I'm going to do it again. It comes out better, Practice makes perfect. I'm being so careful. I don't want it to bleed like the others. But look at that. It's actually very pretty. So now I want to use this mistake and prettify that up because waste not, want not. Checking the consistency, and of course you can always just use a part of a stencil, not the whole one. That's pretty cool. And I'm going over that. Whoopsie. And I'm hoping for the best when I'm doing this. Being so careful here. I love it. Look what happens there. Now it's gonna dry a little bit. Look at that. It actually looks so much better, and it's got more character now. So just play with your stencils and your watercolors and stuff. Look. Okay, so this I achieved by dropping some blue water onto dry carpet art paper. This is just blue water and added splotches and so on and so forth. That again is also just blue water. Yeah, I've added coffee onto mostly wet blue water paper. Gives that lovely effect. Yeah, this one I've added the blue splotches on top of mostly dry coffee paper, and that's just various shades of blue. It's the blue on the brush, the blue of the water, and then the liquid that fell out directly. So that gives lovely shades. And there's our beautiful paper made with makeup. Can you believe? Eyeshadow and face paint. Gorgeous. Easy peasy blue papers when you need some in a pinch. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this helps you out. And yeah, it's good to go. You can do this with any color, guys. If you do, show me some photos on Instagram, Mr. Pink Ink. Thank you so much. Stay safe. Bye.